Most product managers looking for their next role aren't using LinkedIn effectively. They're obsessing over profile views, stressing about posting, and watching that 1,000+ applicants count with dread. But none of that actually matters. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what does matter the most on LinkedIn for your job search, what you can safely ignore, and share a few tricks that most people don't even know about. I'm James Kanaka, a product management career coach with over 12 years as a PM across the United States and Europe. I've helped hundreds of product managers build great LinkedIn profiles that attract recruiters and hiring managers, leading to getting interviews and roles at companies like Google, Anthropic, Wise, Apple, high growth startups, and more. And look, the PMs who win on LinkedIn aren't the ones with the biggest following. They're the ones who know what really works to get more inbound messages and interviews. Let's start with the 3 things that matter the most when it comes to using everyone's favorite professional social network. Number 1, being active. This doesn't mean posting every day or becoming a LinkedIn influencer. It just means you're on the platform at least once a month, which, if you're using LinkedIn to search for jobs, and that's totally fine to do, you'll meet this criteria automatically. Why does this matter? Well, it comes down to how recruiters find you. Recruiters use a completely different version of LinkedIn called LinkedIn Recruiter. I've used it for years and I know how it works. When looking for candidates to send in-mails to, they need to build highly customized searches and prioritize outreach to people most likely to reply. If they get poor response rates, they're limited in how many people they can message. So they filter to active profiles because those people are more likely to respond to outreach. If you're not active, you're invisible to them. And if you don't have open to work enabled, you're likely to get missed as well. Number 2, outreach. This is where you'll get the biggest return on your time if you do it right. Now, when most people think about outreach, they think about referrals. And I get it, but like I've said before, this is narrow thinking. Plus, people get turned off when your first message says something like, "Hi, I've got an extensive background in technology. Can you refer me to a job at Amazon? Thank you." Don't do that. Just don't. Even if you send 100 of those messages, you shouldn't be surprised that your response rate remains close to absolute 0, or you just get blocked. So if a referral isn't the only outcome, what should you be aiming for instead? First is validation. You can learn what it's actually like working at a specific company in a particular domain or as part of a team. You can find out if the company aligns with where you'll succeed. There's also intel. Learn about the interview process from someone who's recently been through it. And sometimes you might even find out that the company you're interested in is on the verge of collapse before you waste time applying. I had one PM reach out to me from Builder.ai about a month before their fraudulent business was exposed. They were on the verge of tears because of how toxic the place was and how they just needed to get out. This kind of intel will never emerge in an interview. And third is connection. After you've built some rapport, maybe that PM you connected with is keen to introduce you to the hiring manager or send a message to the recruiter on your behalf. You've now vastly increased the return on your investment in time by doing this kind of outreach. Here's a routine you can build. Take your target company list. And if you don't have one, leave a comment and I'll make a video on how to do that effectively with the help of AI. And then search for PMs who work there and connect with them. When anyone accepts, start a conversation. Do this for each company on your list before you apply, but also do it for companies you've applied to or would consider applying to in the future. Many people will ignore you, and that's okay. You need to be resilient on the job search, but you also need the right strategy. This strategy focuses on finding those who are willing to have a conversation. So reach out. Number 3, how you show up. Did you know that every comment, post, and reaction you make on LinkedIn is visible to others by default? Unless you've locked down access to your interactions, which most people don't because it limits your reach, recruiters and hiring managers can see exactly how you're engaging on the platform. It can be tempting to comment on controversial posts. I used to catch myself doing it way more often than I'd like to admit. And not everything that you do will help or hurt your job search, but you want to avoid the things that might hurt. Perception does matter. If you're not posting much, but you are engaging on posts, just make sure that engagement helps, or it's at least indifferent to your job search. By the way, if you want help transforming your LinkedIn profile to attract more recruiters and help you get more interviews, I'm running a workshop where I'll show you exactly what to do on LinkedIn, share custom GPTs I've built which have helped my clients, and go hands-on with your profile so you can stop the guesswork and land your next role faster with more money. Links in the description below. All right, we've covered what matters the most. Now let's talk about what you can safely ignore. With the hundreds of product managers I've worked with and helped land roles in about 3 months on average, from a fintech PM in Singapore to a director of product from Google and Meta in California, and even a head of product who I helped land a role moving from Europe to Canada, I told each of them the same thing I'm about to tell you. You don't need to post a single thing on LinkedIn to land a product management job. Now, I know what you might be thinking. But James, I keep reading online that I need to be building a personal brand and posting makes it easy to stand out. Look, I get it. That's easy advice to give if you're not accountable to your clients for results, which I very much am. My clients rely on me to help them understand what's worth their time and what's not. So when it comes to posting regularly on LinkedIn, you don't need to be doing this. Here's why. Say you've got 1,000 followers. Maybe your posts will get a few hundred impressions each. But are those impressions reaching your target audience? Probably not. Are frequent LinkedIn posters getting more interviews? No. They're not. Multiple PMs have come to me describing how they've spent hours making posts on their job search, and when I ask them how they know whether or not it's working, the answers don't inspire a lot of confidence. Plus, some employers might have bias against frequent social media usage. Here's what I tell my clients. If you're not in it for the long game of building a following separate from your job search, then don't bother. Is there a chance a LinkedIn post will make a difference? Yes, maybe, but I don't like those odds. This also ignores the absolute slog it is to create authentic LinkedIn content that people engage with. I know this because I wrote over 300 pieces of content in the last year alone. It's hard work, and it takes a lot of failure to learn what really makes a difference or to find your voice. And this doesn't even address the problem with using AI to generate inauthentic slop that also probably hurts more than it helps. A better use of your time doing some writing would be for your interview stories before you even think about posting. If you want a video on writing behavioral stories that help you stand out in a good way, just leave a comment below. Okay, so you're clear that you don't need to be posting to land a job. What else can you ignore? Those vanity metrics. I'm talking about followers, profile views, post impressions, engagements. Look, curiosity gets the best of us sometimes. LinkedIn knows this. It's why they paywall some of those stats. So what matters more than profile views, which people seem to care a lot about? DMs. Those are free. Send those. Track how many you get back and track how many you're getting coming in from your ideal customer, recruiters and hiring managers. If you've got a well-optimized profile, success on LinkedIn is measured by inbounds, not vanity metrics. Here's another one you can ignore. How many people applied to that job? LinkedIn launched this useless metric for candidates that shows how many people applied to a job. I'll tell you right now, nobody likes this. It discourages people clicking apply, thinking they've missed an opportunity and there's no chance their application will get seen. Meanwhile, what this doesn't tell you is just how many of those clicks or applications are highly unqualified. Over 60% of applications don't even meet the minimum job requirements. I know this because I did the research and had it published by Mind the Product last year. Here's what really matters. Whether you're a fit for that job and it's a fit for what you're looking for. And if you are a fit and it's a fit for you, then apply and start the outreach. Fit for the role is what's important, not a vague demand signal from LinkedIn. Hey, quick thing for you. If you want more tips on how to land your next role, go ahead and subscribe. This channel is dedicated to helping product managers land their next role and succeed in their careers. Okay, I've talked about what matters the most. Now you know what you can safely ignore. I want to also share some of my favorite LinkedIn hacks and tips that most people don't even know about. Hack number 1. Comment on other people's posts. Rather than writing your own posts, you can easily expand your reach and visibility on the platform simply by commenting on what others share. These comments can be easy to write and get massive reach. I've had comments that took under a minute to write get almost as many impressions as a typical post I write, and I've got over 14,000 followers. If you're going to apply this strategy, just make sure the comments create or reinforce the right perception. And if you've optimized your profile headline, which you should, it shows up right next to your comment. The clients who join my LinkedIn workshop get to use a custom GPT I created for writing profile headlines that clearly show impact and help you stand out in a good way. Okay, hack number 2, create filtered searches. One feature of LinkedIn that I really value is parameterized URLs. This means that as you construct a search query, all those parameters get written into the URL, which means they can be bookmarked. When you open that bookmark, you save yourself time because each filter change reloads the page, which is kind of annoying, right? You can construct these filtered searches and create bookmarks for posts by popular creators or product leaders at target companies, job listings, and more. I created my own filter search for posts from the last 24 hours from about 20 of the top voices in product management. This gives me an opportunity to participate in conversations that have massive reach. So create your own filtered searches, bookmark them, scroll through, strike up a conversation. Just avoid the rage bait, okay? And do the same for job searches. Some of my clients add those bookmarks to a calendar event. When it's time to browse the job boards, the freshest jobs are just a tap away. Because guess what? Those links also work on mobile. Hack number 3, clean up your feed. When you're looking for a new job, LinkedIn LinkedIn's feed can be distracting at best, demoralizing, deflating, and demotivating at worst. I regularly hear from clients how their LinkedIn feed leads them to reflect on how they're doing their job wrong or how other people's successes make them feel. If you're going to spend time on the platform, do yourself a favor and start unfollowing the people who post stuff that drains you instead of energizing you. You can also intentionally engage with content that uplifts and motivates you. That's the positive signal you need to provide the algorithm to improve your feed. But if you upvote that rant you agree with, don't be surprised when you start seeing more posts like that. So just spend 10 minutes scrolling through your feed and start unfollowing people. Just do this once a month. All right, that's everything you need to know to make proper use of LinkedIn in your job search, what mistakes to avoid, and what actually matters. It's the same advice I give all of my clients who I've helped land a new role and earn more money. But these are just some of the common mistakes people make when thinking about how to use LinkedIn. If you want to know what other mistakes people make that are costing them time in interviews, watch this video next and learn what to do instead. I'll see you in the next one.